Next, let's clear this up. Accessibility, usability, and inclusive design. What's the difference? Alright, let's be honest. People often use these terms interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. While they're all related, they focus on different aspects of designing better digital experiences. So let's break it down in a simple and practical way. Alright, let's start with accessibility, or as some folks call it, A11Y. Yep, that's just a shortcut where 11 stands for the number of letters between the A and the Y. So, what is it really about? At its core, accessibility means making sure people with disabilities can actually use your digital product, whether it's a website, an app, or a service. Now, imagine this: someone who's blind uses a screen reader that reads out what's on the screen. Someone else might not be able to use a mouse, so they navigate using just a keyboard or voice commands. If your product isn't designed to support that, they're stuck. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine you're on a website with a big shiny buy now button. But guess what? That button only works if you click it with a mouse. Now think about someone who can't use a mouse. They're using keyboard tabs or voice controls to move around, but they literally can't make the purchase. That's a barrier. And accessibility is all about removing those kinds of barriers. So, what do? We make sure that button can be accessed with a keyboard and that it's properly labeled so a screen reader can announce it clearly. Because when we build with accessibility in mind, we're saying, hey, this is for you too. And that makes a big difference. Alright, so here's something a lot of people miss. Just because something is accessible doesn't automatically mean it's usable. Let me explain. Usability is all about how easy, intuitive, and smooth your product feels to use. It's not just about removing barriers, it's about creating an experience that's clear, simple, and frustration free for everyone. So, when we talk about usability, we're really asking, can users find what they need quickly? Does the layout make sense? Are we making people think too hard or making things unnecessarily complicated? Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're shopping online. The website works with a screen reader, so it's technically accessible. Great. But now you hit the checkout page and it's a mess. You have to go through 5 confusing steps, fill out information that doesn't feel necessary, and you're not even sure where to click next. Frustrating, right? So, what will happen? Most people just quit and bounce. Ideally, what should happen? Simplify the navigation, reduce mental effort, and create a checkout flow that feels effortless. So, here's the key difference: accessibility makes sure people can use it, usability makes sure they actually want to, because it's just that smooth. And when you combine both, that's where the magic happens. Usability is about making products easy to use for everyone, not just people with disabilities. It focuses on things like clear navigation, intuitive layouts, reducing frustration. So, while accessibility removes barriers, usability makes things easy, efficient, and enjoyable. Alright, next let's talk about the big picture approach: inclusive design. This one is not just about fixing things later, it's about thinking of everyone from the very beginning. This is the most proactive approach because it means designing for a wide range of users from the very beginning, rather than fixing accessibility issues later. So instead of going, oops, we forgot to make this accessible, let's patch it for blind users, we shift our mindset and say, hey, how can we design this so both sighted and visually impaired users can use it naturally from day one? It's not about adding features for special cases, it's about building a product that works for everyone by default. Let's take a real world example. Imagine a building entrance. With usability, we make sure the doors are easy to open. With accessibility, if there are stairs, we add a ramp for wheelchair users. But with inclusive design, we skip all that and go with a step free entrance and automatic sliding doors. So no one has to ask for extra help. Everyone just walks in. That's the power of inclusive design. When we think inclusively from the start, we avoid those fix it later moments. And best of all, it works better for everyone, every time. Alright, let's tie it all together. If you remember nothing else from this conversation, remember these 3 big ideas. Accessibility is about removing barriers, so people with disabilities can fully use your product. Usability is about making things simple, smooth, and frustration free for everyone, Inclusive design is about thinking of everyone from the beginning so you're not playing catch up later. So, why does all this matter? Because when we get these three pieces right, we're not just designing for some people, we're designing for everyone. And honestly, that's the goal, right? So, the next time you're working on a product, a website, an app, ask yourself, is this accessible? Is it genuinely easy to use? And did we design it with a wide range of real people in mind? When the answer is yes to all three, that's when we know we're creating something truly inclusive. Let's build that kind of future together. See you in the next video.